Oh, good evening, everybody. I'm going to have a really good look at the weekend's racing at Rosehill and Flemington. First of all, though, I've got a bit of information for you. It's an issue I want to discuss, okay? So this comes up as a joke in Big Bet, um, and it's a matter of a few old couples used to get together to talk about life and to have a good time. One day, one of the men, Harry, started talking about this fantastic restaurant he went to the other night with his wife. Really? One of the men said. What's it called? After thinking for a few seconds, Harry said, What are those good smelling flowers called again? His mate said, Do you mean a rose? He said. Yes, that's it, he explained. Looking over at his wife, Harry said, Rose, what's that restaurant we went to the other night? Now, the reason I bring this up is because a lot of our members are having a bit of a problem remembering things, and it's the first thing that happens when you get a little bit of dementia. It's a worry. But I can tell you that I sometimes forget myself what were particular horses, when they won, and so on. Maybe it's because I look at hundreds and hundreds of horses a week, and I couldn't remember the name of the horse I backed yesterday. But that's simply because of that. I do remember plenty of other things. And one of the things I mostly remember is that you should never knock back a good deal. And one of those good deals is with Vic Bet. And these are for members and account holders only, of course. And Thursday night, for example, that's the night, 7 and 8 o'clock, you run second, you get up to $50 back, regardless of whether it's trots, horses or greyhounds. I'm not betting in the night. Thanks anyway, Rod Cleary. Okay, and then on Friday, we've got Moonee Valley and Norfolkville. Races 5 to 8, run second for up to $50 back. Usual conditions, you can find it on the website and so on. Or you can simply go, and I'll just pull the actual website up. It'll be up here somewhere. There it is. And okay, there's the website. Now, if we have a look at some races today, and I'll just go back to results. Where are we? Today's races. Okie doke. And for example, we can look at just a random race here, and we can see that there are a number of things here. Prices. This one, for example, is $4.20 was Top Luck and SP. It was substantially better than the best tote. So it's extra money in your pocket. That's for a starter. The other thing is you can get your money on up to 30 minutes before the race, and you're always going to get better. Now, here's another one. Colombe d'Or, if you back that one, you're going to get $5.50, better than the best tote, better than the starting price. And most of the time you're going to get 5 or 6% better overall. And this is the thing, okay, all you older guys and so on, you've got to remember things. And what is the most important thing when you place a bet? The most important thing is that you get the best possible prices so that you have a better chance of at least coming square or finishing in front. And that's what Vic Bet gives you. And our Winform members, there are hundreds and hundreds of our members, work regularly with them. It is a single bookmaker. It is Rod Cleary and his family, and he is a rails bookmaker at Carnival time in Melbourne, one of the most respected bookmakers in Melbourne, and certainly one of the best on the internet, and giving everybody extra money. So take that as rote. Anyway, so once you've got the information, take the best price. That's very important. That's the way that you can win instead of losing. Of course, the government wants to take all your money away, but good thing is, Rod Cleary and Vic Bet, they give you some back. Okay, let's move on now and have a look at the races on Saturday. And what I'll do, I'm going to pull up Saturday's racing so we can have a look at some of the important prices here. So looking ahead at the Turnbull Stakes, which will be about this one. Is that it? Yes, it is. Okie dokie. Now, we've actually got a horse called Right You Are on top, and he's going very well. 10 wins from 24 starts, 5 wins at 5 starts at Flemington for 2 wins and 3 placings, or 100% placings there. Whether it's a good track or a soft track makes little difference to this runner. and that's very important. That's very, very good form, that alone. Okay, have a look back on the 11th of March. They ran 120.58 and he rated a 77.8 for me and a 103 on weight ratings. They're Daniel Sullivan's ratings, and a very, very good performance. Okay, 2 runs from a spell. First up, just beaten by a neck. That was at Caulfield. At Caulfield again beaten 2 lengths, but that was second run after a spell and after a break of 35 days. I do not particularly like barrier 16, but right you are. Let's have a look now at what price he is on Saturday. Flemington race 8. Coming up there, right you are, right you are, right you are. There we are, $17 for the win and $4.60 for the place. And of course, you can get the best of the best option right now. So there are all those options that you can take. But this one, $17 and $4.60. And if we have a look at the form, it's hard to dispute it. Now, there are other horses here which have got the high ratings. So we rate it on basically on its best time run as a 77.8. Then a 74.7 for Uncle Bryn, which, by the way, was a last up winner at Caulfield by 2 1/4 lengths. And what's its form at Flemington? 2 starts, hasn't placed, but at the distance, 3 starts for first, second and third. That's a bit better. Prefers a dry track. We're probably going to end up with a, at worst, soft 5, I think. Possibility of a good 4. If we look at a mystery, it's another 7-year-old. Also, third up, you look at this run back at Flemington on the 11th of March, and it was third there to Right You Are, beaten 2 1/2 lengths. A very good time. And then at Caulfield, it's run a 70.4, and that was just a few days ago, so it's got to be in the mix. So it's a sort of an open sort of a race, but Right You Are has excellent stats to back it, and at the price, I'm going to back that one each way. So that's my most important race of the day there. One of the most difficult races is this one. It's over 2,510 metres, and that's got to do with the fact that the rail's out 9 metres for the entire circuit. That is very bad for horses that are drawn outside. So Serpentine is in barrier 15. That's dead set against it. It's going to have to try and get across because it's only a short run to the first turn. And you might have noticed last time it didn't get the best of runs, but it's only had 2 runs from a spell. But it is a front runner, and if it can get across, you know, it's going to do all right. But when you look down here at Flemington, it's had 6 starts for only 1 placing. That tells you something too. But the form last start to run 4th at its second run from a spell was very good. And on this one there, as it's run second, beaten a length, that was in a Group 3. That was over 2,500. It was on a rain-affected track. It doesn't really matter for it so much because it has run all right a couple of times, but it prefers the dry too. So probably not the best race to bet in, but mostly Cloudy, which got the better of Serpentine last start, has really good overseas form from before he came out here. It's been racing continuously since May. It must be getting dizzy going round, I suppose, but 1 by 2 lengths, you can't doubt that. And the good thing is it's in barrier 9, so mostly Cloudy is probably going to be a better bet. And if we now look to the Saturday and have a look at the that other race, where is it? Is it this one? Mostly Cloudy is drifting out to $13 and $3.70. Very interesting. You wonder why it goes out, but there'll have to be something that's firming, and that would be first in Milkle, I guess. Very good form if you look at the numbers, 1-1-1-2-1, but it's also drawn barrier 20, and that's not really good for it. So if you look at first in Mortal, it ran a 68.4 last start at Caulfield, but it has got good form at Flemington, including a run over this distance. You'd have to consider it, but its numbers aren't as high as the others. Also, it's not so heavily raced. So I suppose what you might do is have a bit of a saver on that one. But yes, I think mostly Cloudy. It's going to be hard to keep it out of at least a place. So let's now have a look at Rosehill. Interesting races here. I'm pretty confident we'll get a good track on Saturday. And here we're looking in race 8. It's the open handicap. We've got Alentia, who was a little bit disappointing last time. It has good numbers. As a matter of fact, the first 4 of them have very good numbers. The one I'm particularly interested in is Waterford. Mate of mine has got an interest in this one. And because of the track, because of the barrier last week, it was withdrawn for that to try and get a better run here. Unfortunately, it's drawn barrier 7, and it does get a barrier penalty. For a horse that's going to be way, way back like it is, we're looking there for where it might finish up. But if we look here and have a look at the map, this is the speed map, you'll find that the Waterford's going to be amongst the tail enders. If it races indeed like last time, it has got a it has got a good jockey on board, as you would expect, and I do think that it has a chance again. It would want to get a better run in transit, and that's going to be the harder part. So it's going to sort of set back from there and not get the best run over the 1400 metres, because it's not a long entry into the turn, and it's going to be trying its heart out. And I tell you what, the punters got right into it at $4.80 yesterday. But let's see what it is today. Sorry, not today. Saturday's racing. Get me back to there. Now it's Rosehill race 8. So let's see if we can have a look at the moves so far. And here we are, Waterford, 5s into 480, out to 5 and 480. So it's a fairly firm favourite in what is a extremely difficult race. Alentia, 3 runs from a spell. Very disappointing last start. You would think if it could live up to this form here, where it ran a 68 and scored a 105 off the weight ratings, you would expect that to do better. So it wasn't too bad there. Was wide throughout. And the thing is, it's got barrier 15. So it would certainly be a good bet if it wasn't from barrier 15. And that's the problem. Now, you look at Cepheus is probably a better bet. It's had 2 starts for 2 wins here. And when you look at the distances, it's one at 1400 before and a couple at 1500, which would also have been at Rosehill. So it doesn't seem to mind the track at all. And it's got to be a chance. So Cepheus, it's going well. When we look at the price available, where is he? Cepheus. It's right at the top with 59 kilos. It's eased out slightly to $6 and $2.20. And I reckon there's going to be lots of fluctuations here, so I'd be going into the best of the best. You could back up by taking the fixed place at the $2.20, which would give you a good result. Okay, so they're the main races that I'm looking at the weekend. Once again, organise yourself, have the money behind you, don't bet if you can't afford to lose it. That's all I've got to say, and thanks very much for watching.